Hello, and in this recording, this is part 2 of the Unit 6 graded assignment. We're going to continue on with our fruit image. So we're going to start by adding some detail to our banana. So in the layers list, we are going to click the eye icon next to the background layer, the apple layer, and the orange layer. We're going to select our banana layer, make sure we're on our banana layer. This way, we are only working with our banana layer. Now, in the top of the layers list, to the right of the word lock, you're going to click the Lock Alpha Channel button. When you do this, a gray box will appear around the button. What this does is it keeps you from being able to draw outside of the banana. You can see that gray box there. Here, we're now going to select the paintbrush tool. We are going to select any brush you want to add detail. I'm just going to use the Pixel 3x3. You're going to choose a color for your brush, whatever color you'd like, to add detail to the banana. You can see the size of the brush when you put the paintbrush on the banana. And I'm just gonna, whoops, we had a little, okay, I'm just gonna draw a line here. And I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller, just to add another line. And that's all the detail I'm going to add there. I'm actually going to shave off a little bit more of this banana's bottom. And then I'm going to go back to my paintbrush. And I'm going to add some color here. To the tip of my banana, or the bottom. Excuse me. Now I'm going to turn off the Lock Alpha Channel button. I still want to be working on my banana layer, but now I'm going to add a stem, and I want to go outside of the banana, and so we need to have that Lock Alpha Channel button off. So I'm just going to add my banana stem. You can do yours however you like. And that's the detail I'm going to add to my banana. Now I'm going to click in the layers list, the eye icon next to the banana, and I'm going to turn on my apple layer. Here I'm going to select my apple layer. We want to be on that apple layer. And I am going to add a stem to my banana. So you're going to choose your paintbrush tool, whatever brush you want, whatever size you want, whatever color you want. I'm going to go a little bit darker, and I'm just going to add a nice little stem to the banana. I'm also going to change the color again and add a cute little leaf. You don't have to do it, but you can do whatever you want to add a stem here to your apple, and I'm going to leave it as is. All right, so I am done with my details. So now you are going to I'm actually going to turn off my background layer. We are going to reorder and move our fruit around. So the rule of thumb is that when you're moving these objects around, whatever object you want to move, you want that object to be on top of the layers list. So I want to move my banana first, so I'm going to put my banana on top using the up and down arrows here. I'm going to select my banana layer, make sure you have it selected. I'm then going to use my move tool, and I can click on my banana and move it around in the image. Now you probably don't want it outside the image. Notice that there. I'm going to move it down here just so. That looks good. I'm then going to move, I think, my apple next. So I'm going to put that layer on top. Select the apple layer. I still have my move tool. And I'm going to move my apple where I want it in the image. Move it right there. You can always adjust as needed. I'm then going to put my orange layer on top, select my orange layer, and then move my orange. I'm going to move it right here. Now I don't want my orange layer to be on top, so I'm actually now going to move it back down so it's behind my banana and my apple, and I like it just like that. So right here you want to reorder your layers and move your objects around until you have it just like you like it. All right, so the next part of the project, we're going to continue on. We're going to add even more detail to our each piece of fruit. So we're going to start with the banana here using a special effects brush. So in GIMP, there are several types of brushes. In your brushes list down here, you'll see them. And if you go down to where it says Acrylic 01, that is the beginning of like special effects brushes. So in the toolbox, you want to make sure you have the toolbox selected. I'm sorry, the paintbrush selected from the toolbox. You want to make sure you have your brushes viewed as a list so that you can see the name here. And scroll down until you see Acrylic 01. And anything below here is a special effects brush. So go down until you find a special effects brush that you want to use. So go through and look. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Bristles 02 brush. So find a special effects brush that you like and select it. And then in the layers list, you want to select the banana layer. And I'm going to turn off my orange and my apple just so I have that banana layer. You want to turn on the lock alpha channel button again. That way we don't draw outside of the banana. And where am I? My Bristles 02. You're going to choose a color that you want to add special effects with. I'm going to use this color right here. And then choose a size. Now, if I use this special effects brush size right here, it'd be a little small. I actually want to go a little bit larger. Notice how that changes there. Just to add some speckles. This is the end of banana's life. I don't want to drag. I'm just wanting to kind of dab on these speckles here. So you'll add whatever special effects you want. Your banana does not need to look like Mrs. Brown's. Remember, this is your project. So whatever you're adding is just fine. All right. Notice with that lock alpha channel, I can't draw outside my banana. All right. That is as rotten as my banana is going to get today. And I am done. I can turn off the lock alpha channel button now. And now I'm going to go to my apple layer and I'm going to add some detail here. So I'm going to turn off my banana, turn on my apple, go to my apple layer. Make sure you select that apple layer, lock the alpha channel, and then choose whatever brush you would like to use. I'm going to use this chalk. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to use oils. I'm going to select my oils brush. Make sure you have your paintbrush selected. Oils brush. I'm going to choose a new color here just to give it a little sun kiss and click OK. You decide what size you want. I'm pretty happy with the size. I'll go a little bit larger. And I'm just going to put a little dab on my apple. That's all I'm going to do for my special effects on my apple layer. I'll turn back on my apple and I'll turn back on my orange. Now we're going to add some special effects to the orange. So turn off the apple banana, get to the orange. We're going to repeat the steps. I'm going to stick with my oils. And we're going to add some special effects to the orange. I'm just going to do the same thing. Just add a little bit of a sun kiss. We're going to add more detail to the banana. I'm sorry, to the orange right now. I'm going to turn back on all my fruit, including my background, and I'm going to save what I've done. Okay, so this next step is kind of neat because you are going to create your very own brush. You are going to create your very own brush. So to do that, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click the File menu and then New. Here in the width and height, you're going to type 72, 72. We're now going to expand our advanced options, and in the color space, we're going to choose grayscale, and in the fill width, we're going to choose white. We'll then click OK. And this little square box is what we have. Now over here, we're going to reset our color, our foreground color to black. So if you click this button, your foreground color should be set to black. And now you're going to draw whatever you want in this little box to create your own brush. Any brush you choose to create your own brush is fine. I'm going to start with hardness 02. And notice my brush is huge, so I'm going to reduce the size here. Now, whatever you draw can be completely different than Mrs. Brown's. I'm going to just draw a little squiggle. And this will be my new brush. Whatever you draw is fine. It does not need to be like mine. Once you have what you want, we're going to save your brush. So to do this, you're going to click File and then Export. Here, you're going to go to your C drive, then you're going to go to Users, then you're going to go to Your User. You'll then go to GIMP 2.8. You will then go to Brushes. Now here you're going to create a folder. So you would click Create Folder and type My Brushes. Now I already have a My Brushes folder, and so you would hit Enter. I'm not going to hit Enter. You would hit Enter. And then up here in the name field, you're going to type Orange Brush. I already have an orange brush and an orange brush 2, so I'm going to type Orange Brush 3. You would just type Orange Brush. Now here we're going to select the file type by extension, and we're going to scroll down until we see GIMP Brush. You want to scroll down until you see GIMP Brush. Okay? Now here we would go ahead and select GIMP Brush. Here you're going to now click Export. Make sure you're not on the GIMP Brush animated. Make sure you're on gimpbrush.gbr and click Export. Here you're going to need to type in Orange Brush again. Yours might say GIMP Brush, but you want it to say Orange Brush. Mine, I'm going to put a 3 because this is my third orange brush. And you're going to go ahead and click Export. And my friends, if you come over to the bottom right dock and click Refresh Brushes, and then scroll up to the top, you'll see this orange brush that you created. Now we don't need this anymore, so we can go ahead and exit out and discard our changes. And we're back to our image, and we have that saved to our GIMP files. So now we are going to actually use our freshly created orange brush on our orange layer. So you can hide your banana and your apple. Make sure your orange is on, select it. Make sure you have your paintbrush selected, your orange brush selected. Choose a color. I'm just going to do some golden detail here, and then a size of your brush. You can see the size on the image window here. And I'm just going to kind of use my orange brush as a stamp. Now you can do whatever you want to add that detail there. And there you have it. You've used your special effects brush that you created on your orange layer. So you can see that you have a lot of leeway to create pretty cool brushes and use them in GIMP. Now let's go ahead and save our work. Save, save, save. Now the next brush we're going to use is called the clipboard brush. So you decide right now, what layer do you want to select something from? It could be the banana. You're going to select a portion of the image. You could select part of the banana, part of the orange, part of the apple, part of all, three. Whatever you decide is fine. I'm going to use the apple layer, and I actually don't want any of my banana or orange, so I'm going to turn off the banana and orange. Now to use this clipboard brush, what we're going to do is we're going to use the rectangle select tool. So I'll go ahead and use this rectangle select tool, and then I'm going to click and drag part of my selection. You can use these handles to adjust the size and shape here. I have it just like I want it. So now on my keyboard, I'm going to hit the Control-C to copy this selection. And if I scroll up, you'll see that it has copied this selection into my clipboard brush. Okay? Now I'm going to hit select and then done. I'm done with my selection. I'm going to turn back on my orange and my banana. And I'm going to go now to my background layer. Make sure you're on the background layer. And using the clipboard brush, so select your brushes, your paintbrush tool, the clipboard brush. You can see the size of the brush here. You're going to just kind of decorate the background. You can be as creative as you want. You can use as many clipboard brushes as you want. And you're just going to use your clipboard brush. You can click and drag. Just see the different options here. You can kind of use it as a stamp. I am just going to kind of draw Mrs. B for Mrs. Brown. You can do whatever you want. Notice that when I did my little period there, it just did a little stamp. So you can use this clipboard brush however you want. That's just teaching you how to use the clipboard brush, and you can see that you can be as creative as you want there. And so that, my friends, completes this fruit image. We're going to save our work. Save, save, save. And there you have it. Be looking forward to part 3 for the second portion of this project.